guys get a lot of single attention for matchups and stuff, but he said your guys have really checked their egos. Has that been your experience with them?
It has. Like I said, we got a tight group, man. They care about each other. They work hard on building, relationships throughout the summer. The biggest thing, what we talk about, man, is being consistent, taking advantage of opportunities, because like you said, it's one of those deals where you can have a great game and one opportunity goes the wrong way and everybody's looking at you like you played awful, and so understanding that, being even keeled, and leaning on each other, and so that's been a message that we've talked about with our consistency in our approach and our work ethic and our habits, and so excited about where we are, still got a long way to go.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Brett was just telling us about the greatest thing about bringing in the new guys and some of the transfers is the competition it creates. What have you seen that come to fruition early on?
Yeah, it's been good. Like I said, the guys have really, bought in to each other, and that's a huge part of it, and so when that competition comes out on the grass, they know it's coming from the right place in terms of helping each other be the best version when we get to the games on Saturday. But no, it's been good, man. We got a lot of depth. We got a lot of guys competing, fighting for opportunities, and so that's what you want.
Back in the wintertime and even through spring, we were kind of concerned about that depth a little bit. You guys addressed that in a big way. How does it feel now compared to kind of working with a little bit of, a thin depth chart?
Yeah, no, we were thin in the spring now. Coach Stoops made it a point of emphasis. We really attacked it. Coach White, on the defense made it a point of emphasis. We really attacked it. We were trying to be really intentional, in terms of the pieces and the people that we added, and, just stay consistent to our process. And so now we do have some depth. Now it's about developing that depth, and so getting those guys understanding their roles, finding a role, and building those roles so they continue to grow.
We asked Brad about the three portal guys, the new guys. What's a trait or two for each of those guys that they kind of bring to the table and give you some tools to work with?
Yeah, I'll start with Kedron. We call him Kebo. He's one of the older guys. His preparation, that's one of the best traits he has, outside of on the field. His preparation in the meeting room, asking questions, being engaged, locked in, and you see that in his play on the field. The game slows down for him. He's able to feel things, play with good anticipation, and it's been really good for the room, seeing those habits of how to take notes and, how to ask, how to be engaged in a meeting. And so because we're young outside of him and Carrington, really, and so that's been really good, in terms of his football savviness has been great, but it's not just stuff that's happening. He's putting the work in the classroom to be able to go out there and do it in between the white lines, and so he's been good for us. Zion, in the safety room, has added some versatility, really good feel for the football, former quarterback, so he understands route concepts and timings really well. Jordan Robinson, big, long corner, athletic, Division II. He's still raw in his talent, but he's really explosive for a long guy. So excited about watching his growth and his development. And so all those guys add a little bit different, again, in the corner room, try to get longer, in the safety room, try to get some more position versatility. And so excited about where we are, but got a long way to go.
You don't see too many 6'4", 203 or whatever come along.
Yeah, and for his size, being able to get out of cuts and get out of in transitions and all that good stuff. He's coming off of, trying to get his body underneath of him a little bit, but again, excited about where he is. And the group as a whole, like I said, Andrew Phillips has had a really good camp, been competing, playing his butt off. And so excited about where his growth is going to continue to go. And again, the overall group and keeping them tight, keeping them together, continue to compete.
You kind of ran into what I was thinking next. I was going to say, have you seen any of the guys who have been around respond to this new level of competition? And Drew Phillips seems like maybe one that definitely has turned things up.
Yeah, he's continuing to compete every day. He's getting better in terms of the meeting room. I think Kedron has a big part of that. Carrington's been great in terms of helping develop that, and it's showing in his play. He adds versatility to the room, being able to play in the slot, being able to play out wide. Now we're starting to work him a little bit into the bound just to give him some versatility, but he's had a productive first quarter, getting after the football, really concentrating on how he's finishing plays, and being intentional about his approach, not just showing up, being intentional about it.
What are you eager to see Saturday?
Man, I'm eager to see these guys go out there and have fun. You know, live in the moment, you know, get guys on the ground, compete, finish plays. You know, one thing Carrington has worked his behind off all summer, finishing plays, you know, getting the ball back. He's done a really good job so far. So excited about watching that on Saturday. Go out there, have fun, live in the moment, and compete.
Sounds like they've got a confident group of receivers there.
Yeah.
Squaring off with. Does that elevate their level of fun too?
For sure. We got an extremely deep receiving core with a lot of speed. And so it's been fun to get down and work through one-on-ones and continue to gain confidence, right, in terms of being able to finish at the top of routes and win at the line of scrimmage. And it's a back-and-forth battle, you know, and so, again, the process every day is being consistent to it, you know. And so that's the key that we've been harping on. You know, be consistent in your work, be consistent in building your craft, and perfecting your craft. And excited about where we are, but again, got a long way to go.
I always like to ask for the perspective from the other side of the ball. Is there a guy that's just giving you a headache out here every day, and you're really pleased that he's going to be on your side when you play for real?
Yeah. It's a couple of them now. But really glad that Seven's on our side. Really glad about that one. Tavion's had a really good camp. You know, he's a tough guy. Understands leverage, man. Physical in terms of his catch radius. Dane's had a really good camp. He's working through young guys, continuing to develop. Barryon can fly. He's got really good balls. So it's a lot of them, man. Jordan Anthony, every time it seems like the DB clock's the fastest GPS when they guard him. They got to go, you know. And so it's been challenging. A lot of those guys, man. Too many to name, but DeMarcus Harris has had a good camp, you know. And so we're just continuing to work, trying to stay consistent.
How good is it that you can rattle off that many names?
It's a lot of depth now, you know. It's a lot of depth. That's a good feeling to have, you know. And so when guys, you know, I tell them all the time on offense, they can run a deep ball and go to the sideline. When they go to the sideline, no, it's not a drop off. You know, for us, we got to go to the deep ball. We got to come right back and guard the next one, you know. And so that mental toughness and all that stuff is important, man. But being confident in the guy behind you, guy beside you.
What makes a guy like Dane as good as he is this early in his career?
Yeah, I think his maturity. You know, I think he's a very mature and very conscious, you know, very self-conscious young man in terms of, hey, I know I can continue to work and get better, and continue to stay humble in that process. You know, a lot of guys when they have success early, they lose that humbleness. You know, and he's been able to stay consistent and continue to work. And so I think that's what sets him apart. He's got tremendous skill set, right? But outside of the skill set, I think that is what sets him apart, man. His maturity, right? His humbleness and his willingness to work.